When I was in year 9, so about 15 years old, I was probably the most flippant insecure person you would meet. I was extremely skinny, extremely just disgusting, just a classic disgusting greasy teenage boy. And I want to talk about how I got out of that. And it started with a few simple things. Those simple things ended up making me. I'm not saying I'm exactly a flippin', model or like anything now, but I'm a lot better than how I was, and and a better person mentally, I think. Um, and it all started from one thing, I believe, and it sort of dominoed. And when I was 15, it was when uh, online Andrew Tate was at his biggest, when he was really popular, and at the time he was just spouting out about all of his Andrew Tate stuff, his classic crap, and I remember him going on about the gym and working out and stuff. And at the time, I was extremely skinny. I didn't have an appetite at all. I'd eat like two flipping like bacon in the oven rolls, like the little ones. They're like that big. I'd eat like two of them a day because I just couldn't eat. I was a chronic gamer, like like all day flipping every day. Sat playing flipping Sea of Thieves or Fortnite or some crap, and I didn't do any exercise or anything. So I was just I was sat down all day. Of course, I wasn't gonna you know need to eat because I wasn't doing anything, and I was thinking at the time, I'd look at myself in the mirror and be like, why am I so skinny? Like, I didn't know how it happened. It was just when I went through puberty, just suddenly I just turned into like skin and bones, starving Marvin, and and I remember when Andrew Tate said about the gym, I was thinking, I don't need the gym. I just want to gain a bit of weight. I don't want to be super muscly or anything. And and one day at school, I went in, and there was this guy in there, uh, and he was held. He was from another country, and he moved to the UK, and he was in the year above. No, he was supposed to be in the year above, but because his education wasn't that good or whatever, he had to move down a year. So he was maybe 16, 17, and we were all 15. And I remember him going, uh, he used to pick on me a bit. I couldn't tell, like, looking back now, I don't know if it was bullying, picking on me, or just, you know, sort of banter picking on me, but, you know, yeah, whatever he did, it probably wasn't right. And I remember he came up to me and went, "Oh, Saxon, look at your arms. They're so skinny." And he literally went like that around my like forearm, and and yeah, that was when I was like, flipping heck, I want to I want to prove this guy so wrong that like, oh, it's just so embarrassing. And yeah, that really rubbed me the wrong way, and that was when I was like, oh, maybe Andrew Tate's right. Maybe, yeah, maybe Andrew Tate's right. Maybe I do have to do something. And that night, I was like, right, okay. It was probably like November, and I was like, right, January 1st, I'm gonna go to the gym. And then so I had that date set in my head, and then I remember I had a friend, and he was a bit of a big chap at the time, and we were chatting, and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna start going to the gym, and he was like, oh, I was thinking about going to the gym as well. So I was like, oh, cool. Do you wanna? I'm gonna go January 1st. Do you wanna come with me? And he was like, why don't we just do it like next week? Like, why don't we just start like tomorrow? I was like, yeah, why didn't I think of that? So I think ever since then I've sort of had that mentality to just um do stuff straight away instead of setting a date in the future. Just do it the next day. There is no point planning stuff like ages in the future when you could just do it the next day. So anyway, yeah. So then, literally like the next day, um, uh, uh, we bought our memberships and set off down there. And the gym we went to, it was a little crappy gym. It was like it was like a proper like old granny gym, like a sea of treadmills, old grannies like looking like they're about to die, literally like the Walking Dead going in there. And we walked in, got shown around the stuff. There was like three flipping like machines, and then like the weights, I think they went up to like max 30 kg and then stopped. It was not the best gym in the world, and it was just like a leisure centre one. And uh, and then yeah, and then just started going every day. We were there in our hoodies, not showing any skin at all, and joggers, and you'd be boiling hot, and you'd just still be there like sweating, just doing the exercises. And yeah, and we went for months, and I remember it must have been like a month in, and this guy used to pick on me or whatever. He was like, he went to do the arm thing again, and this is so embarrassing. He went to he was like, because I think he already went to the gym, so he was beefier and he was in the year above, and he was like flexing. He was like, "Oh, let's see your bicep, let's see your bicep." And I thought, to tense your bicep, you just straighten your arm. So I straightened my arm, thinking, he's gonna think I'm so big. And then, of course, it doesn't really tense your bicep at all. It's just your tricep. So he was like, "Oh, it's so embarrassing." He did like the proper like pointing and laughing at me, and yeah, it was awful. And yeah. And then I was like, "Oh, I just want to prove this guy so wrong," and I kept going, and I think after maybe 2 weeks, I was seeing progress, and it was just the best feeling ever, just like knowing that I'm not this freak anymore. Like, I genuinely thought I was a freak in my head, and I could feel myself becoming like, from where I was sort of this quite sort of insecure, shy person. I could feel myself getting more confident, even just from the 2 weeks. It was incredible, and I kept going, and I from where I used to hate looking at myself in the mirror, I started to love it. I was like, flipping out, look, I've got muscles where I thought muscles couldn't even grow out of. It was just incredible, and I think having my friend who was also there, and us both sort of encouraging each other to go, I think that was so good in the helping each other have the discipline to go every day. And it was just amazing. And anyway, fast forward maybe like a year from then, and my entire life had changed. Like, I had a girlfriend, I had, so much more confidence. And I mean, those two were already pretty good considering what I had. I had nothing. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I had a good looking, physique, even just after a year, I think. And I had so much discipline as well for myself, and I started having an appetite, and I started gaining weight. I think I was maybe like, I think I was 57 kg when I started. I got all the way up to 70, and it was just amazing. It was so good, and honestly, I think without all those little things happening, I wouldn't have gone there. And now that guy used to pick on me, I'm on good terms with him, and I think he respected me more for not not just feeling bad for myself, and actually doing something about my about my physique. And I remember um, after when school finished, I remember I saw him and he just gave me a hug and he just apologized for being such a prick to me. And I honestly don't. I don't think if I didn't do anything, I don't think he would have apologized. I don't think he would have cared. He would have just ignored me. But honestly, yeah, without the gym, I don't think I would be, anywhere near who I am today. And I started the gym years ago. Whenever that was, like I'm 18 now, and that was when I was 15. So I've had a good three years at the gym, and I would not take any of those years back. They were all so good for you. And if you are a person who's unhappy with how you look or how you feel, even mentally, it just gives you so much confidence. And um, you can either feel sorry for yourself or you can do something about it. And you got to do something about it every time. Um, Trust me, if you're thinking about going to the gym or anything, or even if you're not, like I wasn't thinking about going to the gym until that thing happened that made me sort of think, oh, I got to buck my ideas up here. Um, Honestly, just do it, and you will feel so much better for it. I hope you got something out of this little waffly rant.